Hey guys, and this is Tifel Malti, and today I'm here with a gaming PC build for $1,565.74, which is equal to €1,161.44, and this is January 2014's gaming PC build. And in this video I would like to say my sorry about Austin Evans since his house burned down. I am very sorry, and if you need any help, please feel free to ask. I would be very happy to help you in any way I could. So I will be posting a link in the description and annotation or whatever you call it in right now to tell you who I'm talking about. It's just a guy who does the same thing that I do, but he is more professionalized, and his house got burned down. So he lost everything, but I believe that he's gonna come back eventually. So for this month's build, our motherboard is going to be the ASUS MAXIMUS 6 Hero motherboard. So this motherboard has the socket for 4th generation, or the E87 chipset. In this build we're going to use an Intel Core i5. I would talk about that very soon after we go through the motherboard. So very powerful motherboard. You can see over here the I/O, PS2, USB 2.0, digital USB 3.0, and these two are for 99%. I think I never actually found out for what they're for, but I think they are for the Bluetooth and wireless, the cable, the antennas for Bluetooth and wireless. Here you have USB 2.0 and USB 3.0. Over here you have the the Ethernet cable, or you connect the Ethernet, the RJ45, USB 2.0, and your sound card, your onboard sound card. And here's the motherboard from front view. It has 6 SATA. It's a very good motherboard, and with this motherboard, not this version of the motherboard, this one. Okay, this is the one that we're going to use, and with it you can do triple SLI, as you can see, 3-way NVIDIA or AMD Crossfire support. So you can do 3-way NVIDIA SLI, not for this build, for only 2 monitors, Full HD or 4K. It's gonna be plenty of power, 1 graphics card, but only 1 monitor. So as you can see here, you have the motherboard, everything viewed. This is the clearest picture I could find that describes every single thing about the motherboard. So I would try and find a clear one. I did some research to try and find one, I didn't. So if I find one, I would post a link of it in the description. So here's the same image, but without the black background. Maybe it will help you. This is the one that I found. These two only the ones that I found. So about our motherboard, that's about it. And this will cost you about $199.99. So next in our build is the CPU. For the CPU, as I already told you, I chose the Intel Core i5 4670K. Obviously you can overclock it as well, since it is the 4670K. It has the K, so it can be overclocked, and it comes stock at 3.4 GHz with 6 MB cache, so you can have plenty enough. And it's a very decent CPU. I don't think for this build we need a Core i7. That would be overkill for 1 monitor. I believe that this build is meant for only 1 monitor. You can max out Crysis 3 no problem, 1 monitor, Full HD or 4K. You can max out every single game. even 4K, 99% every single game 4K with this build. Then if you want to go for a Core i7, feel free. I'm just giving you my advice. All the builds that I do are just advice. Eventually you're gonna buy the stuff yourself, so if you want to change, feel free. So this would come for $243.99. Next is the CPU cooler. So since you might overclock it a lot, I chose a very good liquid cooler, which is the Corsair series Extreme Performance liquid CPU cooler H100i. So it has the built-in reservoir. You connect it to the top of the case, and you're good to go. You don't have to stay changing reservoirs. It's built in, and it's a very decent liquid cooler. This is one of the Corsair's high-end liquid cooling. There is a cheaper one, but there was only like $10 less, and it only had one fan. It didn't have two fans. I would try and put the link in the description, just in case you would want to get a simple liquid cooler. But I would suggest this liquid cooler if you're gonna overclock the CPU very high. If you're just gonna do, or let's just say the CPU is 3.4 gigahertz stock clock, and let's just say you want it 3.6. It's okay to go with the H100, not the H1, the H80i. You can go, but if you're going to make it go up to 2.9 or even 4.0, I would go for this liquid cooling. It's more decent, more efficient, and it will handle it no problem. So next is the SSD. For this build I chose an SSD, since you cannot have nowadays an SSD is a very important thing to have in your build. So I chose the Crucial M500. And so this SSD is 240 gigabytes. Obviously it's a 2.5 inch, 7 millimeters, and a very good thing with it, it comes 9.5 millimeter adapter. So you're gonna have a 9.5 millimeter adapter which comes with this drive. And Crucial, I never really heard about it, but I did a lot of research in the internet and found a lot of good comments that I never for now found a bad comment saying I lost all of my data with this SSD or it never lit up. With this series of the SSD, which are made by Crucial, no one gave them a bad comment on the research that I did. So thumbs up for that. I really am proud. Some SSDs apparently failed for some people, and it's a good thing to know that the SSD is reliable. So this would come at the price of $139.99. So I forgot to tell you the price of the CPU liquid cooler, the one that I just said before this, which was this one. The price for the CPU liquid cooler is $94.99. Next in our build, drum roll please. It is the EVGA GeForce GTX 780. I know the 780 Ti came out, but this is about $300 cheaper than the 780 Ti. For a single monitor and full HD or 4K, the 780 can handle it no problem. And that is why if you want to get more performance, as you can see, you can do 3-way SLI. So you can buy another one and you can buy 2 more if you want. So very powerful graphics card. I used it in my very first gaming PC build, and a lot of people say that it is still a very good card, although AMD managed to beat it with the R990X. In a way beat it, it's still better than it, since the R990X had that loud noise as if the jet plane was landing. But I'm just gonna agree with AMD managing to beat this card. Okay, but I don't think you want to have jet plane, as if it's landing like that all the time. So I would go for this card, a very very powerful card, and you have GPU boost 2.0 if you want to overclock this card as well. So this card is coming at a price of 519.99. So next is the hard drive. So for the hard drive, I chose, since the SSD is only 240 gigs, you're gonna need more storage. So I chose the normal standard one, Western Digital Caviar Black 1TB SATA 3 drive. So a very decent hard drive. Western Digital make good hard drives. It has 7,200 rotations per minute, so it's going to be quite fast for a hard drive. It has 64 megabytes of cache, as you can see over here, and that's about it. The hard drive is very simple, and it comes at a price of $99.99. So next is the RAM. For this build I chose 8 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance Blue Series 8 gigs, 2 sticks of 4 gigabytes. As you can see, one would be 4 and one would be 4. These are very stable RAM. You most probably, people who are into gaming tech have heard of them, and they're very reliable. They're made by Corsair, so they come to at 1600 megahertz, obviously the DDR3, and you have, as I already told you, dual channel memory kit, since you have two. So these are coming at the price of $80.99. So next is the power supply. So for the power supply, I chose the Corsair TX 750 watt. So this power supply is enough power for this build. 99%. Even if you buy another GTX 780, it will still handle it, although you won't be able to overclock them. You will just connect them to each other, and that's it. No overclocking them. But it's still powerful enough to handle one graphics card overclocked and the CPU overclocked as well. It's plenty of power. Since I was doing the research, this power supply is, for now, it's coming at the price of 125, which is $125.82. And on Amazon, in the link, there was like written the 600 watt version, the 750 watt version, the 850 watt version. I clicked on the 850 watt version, and the price was $109.99, so it was cheaper than this one. But then after, there was written that it had a discount off. So if you want to get the 850 watts version, I would do over here that bubble thing, so you would be able to get the 850 watt version if you want. But I decided to go with the 750 watt for this build, since the 850 watt version is discounted, not the stable price, so it might go up again, and it might not. It might stay like that. I don't know. I just felt like I would better go with this one and be safe than with the other one, and like, hey, the price went up, why didn't you do this, and why didn't you do that? So feel free. Right now, at this moment, I would go for the 850 watt power supply, since it is cheaper at the moment than this. It has a discount. So for our last part is the case. So for this build, I chose the Corsair Series 200R Compact ATX case. So I saw some reviews about this case. It looked very very stable, and I was quite impressed. It's a very very cheap case for the price, and it has very good cooling. So here's the case from the top. As you can see, you have top where you can connect the H100i for the CPU cooling. Over here you have two USB 3.0 microphone and audio jack in front, power and the restart. And next is the case from the side. As you can see, you have other cooling parts where you can connect fans to the side panel. You have 3 DVD slots. Most probably you might not get a DVD nowadays, since there's Steam, Origin and everything like that. And next is the case in action. As you can see, this case can handle pretty much 120 power supply, so this case is very powerful. And another thing which I really like about this case, it has an SSD slot, so it's quite modern to have one now. And over here as well, this is the liquid cooler that I was talking about, the ATI. So this person chose to use the ATI, and as you can see, it also fits in this case. And he also connected two GTX 680s. As you can see, the case has 7 expansion slots, so over here, if you would like to buy two 780s, that would fit no problem. But for this build, you're gonna have only one 780, which is powerful enough. Over here is where you connect your 1TB hard drive, the Western Digital, and next is the same image I showed you before, but more zoomed in. As you can see, USB 2.0, jack, power and restart. And here is the case from the top. As you can see, I tried to find over here. You can see the side cooling as well, from where the fan from the inside. Over here, the fan in the front sucks in air. And as you can see, there's another fan on at the back, and 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, expansion slots. And over here is the SSD slot, as I already told you, hard drive slots, 3 optical slots, and I saw reviews. It had very good cable management. No, people had nothing to complain about this case, and it's coming at a price of $59.99. So it's not a very expensive case for its performance, and again, it is made by Corsair. And that's about it for this build. Thank you very much for watching. If you need any help, please comment, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you disliked it, and please subscribe to my channel. I am uploading a gaming PC build every month, and thank you very much, since within a month I managed to gain about 700 new subscribers. So thank you very much everyone for viewing my channel and taking your time looking at my videos. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I would see you next month for next month's build.